Welcome back to Bibliophiles Audiophiles. Sorry, she's trying to steal it from me. This is like the only joy that I get.
Today's the last book in Knockemout Weekend with Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score.
Oh. It is on KU. It is $5.99 on Amazon. And here is the description. There was only one woman who could set me free, but I would rather set myself on fire than ask Sloane Walton for anything. Lucian Rollins is a lean, mean, vengeance-seeking mogul. Mogul? M-O-G-U-L.
Mogul.
Mogul? Really? Oh, mogul. Lucian Rollins is a lean, mean, vengeance-seeking mogul. Mogul?
Mogul.
Mogul. Mogul? Okay, that doesn't seem right.
Think of my last name, but with an M.
Okay, that makes so much more sense. Mogul. Okay. On a quest to erase his father's mark on the family name, he spends every waking minute pulling strings and building an indestructible empire. The more money and power he amasses, the safer he is from threats, except when it comes to the feisty small-town librarian that keeps him up at night. Sloane Walton is a spitfire determined to carry on her father's quest for justice. She'll do that just as soon as she figures out exactly what the man she hates did to, or for, her family. Bonded by an old dark secret from the past, and the dislike they now share for each other, Sloane trusts Lucian about as far as she can throw his designer-suited body. When bickering accidentally turns to foreplay, these two find themselves not quite regretting their steamy one-night stand. Once those flames are fanned, it seems impossible to put them out again. But with Sloane ready to start a family and Lucian refusing to even consider the idea of marriage and kids, these enemies to lovers are stuck at an impasse. Broken men break women. It's what Lucian believes, what he's witnessed, and he's not going to take that chance with Sloane. He'd rather live a life of solitude than put her in danger. But he learns the hard way that leaving her means leaving her unprotected from other threats. It's the second time he's ruthlessly cut her out of his life. There's no way she's going to give him a third chance. He's just going to have to make one for himself. That he did. The trigger warnings are domestic abuse, foul play on BC's account. The trigger warnings are domestic abuse, child abuse, sexual content, death of a parent, gun violence, grief, and cancer.
Reviews. Okay, so Storygraph, the average rating is a 4.35. I think it's the highest rated one out of all three of these. Here's a no star. Dude. So much skimming, and the romance was like far too hot and cold. The spice scenes were okay, but the whole big PP thing just is annoying to me. We get it. Seriously, we get it.
She would not like GM Ferry's writing at all.
Or Cat Blackthorn.
Or Cat Black, especially not Cat Blackthorn.
This 5-star. There is a reason her last name is Score. Lucy, you incredible woman. This book was nothing short of pure awesome. Swoon-worthy, suit daddy should be every woman's mission. LOL.
Why is that giving... This book put a spell on me for sure.
I still laugh about that to this day.
Dude, I think it was either yesterday or the day before, but I just randomly thought about that and I immediately wanted to die because I'm like, I can't believe I said that. And it's out in the world for everyone to know.
Goodreads. Oh, I forgot to look at the rating. Average rating is a 4.46. And this 1-star rating says, I waited months for this. First of all, we have already seen the commitment Phoebe guy becoming committed to the girl in a second after she was hurt in the first book in this very series. Why would you write the same twice? Side note, if you are writing a 500+ page contemporary romance book, make sure you write it well. I almost slept through the main conflict. Oh, the commitment phobia.
Oh, because you said Phoebe, and I'm like,
I read
who
it.
is Phoebe?
That's on dyslexia.
Yeah, I can see her thinking, I'm like, are you even on the right book?
That's what I was thinking too when I was reading it. I was like,
Who's Phoebe?
It's phobe. You should have wrote commitment phobia, Miss Ma'am. Mm-hmm. The commitment phobia guy.
Yeah.
That makes more sense than
that
commitment
does make more
phobe.
Sense. Yeah.
And
Phoebe.
I hate myself. Thanks, Dad. You had dyslexia, and now I have it. Okay, so 5-star. I am so pleased and obsessed and happy. This was everything I wanted and more, and I expected a lot. Lucian plus Sloane forever. Heart, 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 heart. In quotes, you, always you.
That's really sweet, though.
That is really sweet. And Amazon, 4.7 out of 5. There are 0 1-star ratings on Amazon, believe it or not. We'll do this 2-star. So disappointed in this book, I thought I was reading an old Harlequin bad novel. Main characters fight through the book. I hate you, I love you, etc., etc. Oh, and surprise, surprise, they end up together at the end after making everyone's life perfect. Psst. I expected so much more given the ratings. If you are a middle school girl, you will love it. If you are a grown-up, pass on this one. I'm sorry to write a negative review because any writer is talented just to get words on a page, but this was truly a disappointment. And 3 people found that helpful. Okay, I'm gonna do this person's. So her 5-star says, this was absolutely my favorite in the series, and I had a feeling it would be. The build-up in the first 2 books for Sloane and Lucian had me desperate for them and their story, and this truly lived up to all my expectations. This was so deliciously good. The back and forth insults these 2 slung at each other non-stop was funny. Sloane is so feisty and hilarious, I loved it. Lucian is so grumpy, but Sloane is the only person that would bring him to his knees, and I was here for it. I loved learning their history and how Sloane protected him, but when these 2 finally got together, hot damn, was it good. I love seeing this friend group all together one last time. This one made me cry, laugh, and swoon so hard.
Well, the last bit,
concur.
yeah. I concur.
Use them big fancy words.
Oh, yeah.
We read. We know big words.
Yeah. Are we ready for Sir James?
Sir James.
I'll be darned. There he is.
Hi.
There's some spoilers coming up, sweetie. You better cover your ears.
Thanks, James.
And Jerry.
And Jerry. Can't forget Jerry.
Yeah. Thanks, James. Thanks, Jerry. See, we remembered him, and this one's not completely sex.
No. Well,
What?
it's not.
It's not
Erotica.
completely sex.
It's
not
erotica.
erotica, yeah.
It's not erotica. You're welcome, Jerry.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Starts with Sloane's dad's funeral, which made me super sad.
Yeah.
Lucian walked in and she felt tingly. Girl, you down bad.
And then he's like all pissed off at her, but still gives her his coat because it was cold outside, and then bought a burrito, which he had delivered
For her.
for her.
Because she didn't eat.
Yeah. And then one thing I mentioned is that, like my first note, is that their hatred for each other was so infuriating. It was kind of just like, STFU, and just kiss already. Can I also add, I mean, this is kind of a spoiler from the end of the book, but we all know they were going to get together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But in this, so the bonus epilogue for book 2, it mentioned, so the bonus epilogue, what happened in that one is Lena was pregnant and went into labor, right? And they're all playing like poker or something at the table. It said that Sloane had her feet on Lucian's lap while he rubbed her feet, and they refer to Sloane as his wife. So at the end, like, you knew they were going to get together.
Yeah.
That bonus epilogue was really sweet. It was really funny because it cuts to the part, like, she's in labor, and I forget, like, what was said before, like, because they got to the hospital. Then it cuts to afterwards, and they mention that Nash was so gracious because he waited until he found out that both the babies were healthy and that Lena was healthy before passing out. And I was like, that's funny.
That's good daddy right there.
That's a good daddy right there. Speaking of daddy.
Steph, Jeremiah, Lena, and Naomi are helping Sloane find a baby daddy since she wants kids.
That's not where I was going,
That's
but
my
true.
daddy note.
That's true.
What's your daddy note?
Suit daddy.
Suit daddy.
Suit daddy.
Sex in a suit.
They mentioned that in the second book, but I wrote it down in this book just because
I think it does
pertained to
mention
him.
it in this book too.
Then my other thing was I really liked how she called him Lucifer.
I thought that was really funny. Have you ever seen the show Lucifer?
I've watched a couple episodes
Got the
with you and your
British guy.
husband.
Oh, you have, haven't you? I was imagining him this entire book.
No, I wasn't imagining
He's
him.
tall, dark hair, suits.
I'm trying to think.
I'd smash.
I'm trying to think of what I was imagining. I think
The
the bottom
mayor
half-
of Lazy Town.
Yes, that's it. You don't know. Outfit-wise, not yellow, but outfit-wise, kind of.
Girl, was you down bad for the mayor of Lazy Town?
No, but like the nice shoes.
Y'all, I think Alyssa was down bad for the mayor of Lazy Town.
No, but like
Lazy Town, come on, and you'd be like, get a laser superhero, and you see the mayor, and you'd be like, my man.
no, but like the shoes. You've seen his shoes before, right?
Who? Mayor of Lazy Town?
Yeah. It's like those shoes, the socks. Because, you know, in part of the book, he climbs up the cherry tree while he's dressed really, like, nice. So, like, I was imagining, like, that, or more like Chandler Bing, I was thinking. Like, you know, like, nice stuff.
Please tell me why. When you said the mayor of town climbing a tree, my first thought was, you want the mayor of Lazy Town to be climbing you.
No, I don't want him climbing a tree. But I just...
No, do you want him climbing you, though?
No.
No? Okay. I thought you were going to be like, yeah.
Who's...
Of course.
I am 5 foot tall.
Mm-hmm.
That is 60 inches.
How tall do you think the mayor of Lazy Town is?
Probably still taller than me. If we're gonna be for real. Did you know
How
Dora
tall?
is taller than me?
The mayor of Lazy Town. Oh my gosh. This face is going to be in my nightmares tonight. I forgot how freaking terrifying this guy looks. And you want him climbing you like a bean pole.
No, I do not. No, but like the outfit, not yellow.
His name is Milford.
No, but like that outfit, but gray.
Yeah. He loves toast. And he's afraid of bees.
Sounds like my kind of man.
It doesn't say how tall he is, though.
Girl, I'm telling you, he's probably taller than me. If Dora the Explorer is taller than me,
And she's supposed to be like, what, 5?
she's 5'2".
Yeah.
I thought it was really funny that they all did a snowball ambush on Knox.
Yes. Yeah, because, like, the girls are over at Sloane's house and, like, spending the night and drinking, and the guys are like, okay, well, we're going to have to, you know, stay at Lucian's because they're neighbors to, like, keep an eye on them. And then...
They see them sneaking outside.
Yeah, they see them
Giggling.
sneaking outside. And, you know, girls do stupid things and they drink. Me.
You caterpillar.
I was going to say caterpillar. Nope, nobody needs to know about that. We're moving on. And Nash asked Lucian if he was joining in the lady wrangling. And I said, that's definitely a husband's job.
Yeah.
Man, that's like the time I got tipsy out in a parking lot. And then we rode an elevator. And I fell on the floor. And Nick had to, like, drag me to our room. Because I could not walk after the elevator. Because drunk in the elevator do not mix, apparently. And, like, it was when he was out of town. And I went up there to visit him. And, like, one of his coworkers was, like, laughing, walking down the hallway with us. And he was like, do you need a hand? Nick's like, nah, I got it. Man, yeah, they're doing, like, the snowball fight. I lost it when Lucian took his glove off and slapped Knox in the face with it. Or Nash. Which one was it?
Knox. They ambushed
It was
Knox.
yeah. And, like, he's sitting there, like, he's, like, wearing leather gloves. He took them off and just slapped him in the face with it. Yeah. I absolutely lost it.
Oh, that was so funny. It was sweet, too.
Yeah. All down the dog, Knox and Nash are telling the dogs to go find mommy.
That is so
So
sweet.
they're like, go find mommy. Go find mommy. And I'm just like, oh.
So sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And then her mom tried to do like an intervention thing because she invited both her and Lucian out to breakfast at the diner.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're like talking, and then she's like, well, you know what, I got a dash, you guys enjoy breakfast though.
It's on me,
it's
know,
on
yeah.
me. And then they're just sitting there, and Sloane's like, we need to be like, you know, chill.
Yeah.
And then she said, why don't we talk about the weather, you know, there's weather outside. And Lucian's response is, and in quotes, yes, Sloane, we can agree that there appears to be weather outside. And
I love their dynamic.
Me
Absolutely
too.
loved it.
Me too. Like I said, my favorite trope, I think, is when the two main characters absolutely hate each
Yeah,
other.
the enemies lover. I love enemies lover too. Yeah, I like the flashback sequence too because like they grew up
Yeah.
close together,
Mm-hmm.
and then like he had like an abusive dad, and so that was kind of like his safe space.
I loved that. That was so sweet.
Yeah, well, not the fact that he's being abused, but the fact that
No,
he had a
no.
safe space.
The safe space part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, then like her mom and dad was like shipping them.
Mm-hmm. Distantly.
Mm-hmm.
I also, this is like related to the book in general or the series in general.
Mhm.
I like how all the books like connect,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't repeat themselves
Yeah.
in a way where it's just like, oh, and so like here is Naomi and Knox's like story and
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah. But it's like, it's all connected.
Mhm.
And honestly, like I feel like you can kind of read it as a standalone.
I think so.
And you can skip around. So if you wanted to read this book
I am
first.
currently on Honky Tonk Christmas, and it's that way because apparently that's number 4 in the series. It does mention the past books. I'm assuming they're past books, but it just gives you like the base details. Yeah, love that.
There's
To
like
where
a-
you're not lost, but you could read it as a standalone.
I really like series like that. I went
Mm.
on a kick, I want to say like spring or summer of this year, on like series like that where it was pretty much that whole thing
Mhm.
where it was all like siblings and they're all connected in some sort of way.
You moved to
there.
Alabama, and now you like siblings.
No.
Yeehaw! Every time Sloane walks, it says she marches. Is she in a band? And then it also mentions Lena's long legs every other chapter.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Miss Lucy Score, she's got to have a fetish.
Mm-hmm. Back to the whole flashback thing, I thought it was really sweet. It was really funny. So, like, in this part, Sloane sees him outside and he kicks a rock to the fence, and all she does is, like, hey! And he looks up at her and she's like,
Hits the floor, yeah. She's just
and then
like, nope.
he just climbs up the window and comes inside, and she's just like,
She's like, why are you in my room?
and then she is doing math homework and he sees it and it says something like, this is so stupid or something like that. And he just helps her with her math homework and knows what he's doing.
And then the mom calls upstairs. She's like, dinner's ready and you can invite that boy that snuck in your window too.
And that's so sweet. Oh, when they're in DC and she comes to visit Lena at her new official job.
Lucian's office, yeah.
And she's sitting on his desk. I knew it wasn't going to end up being steamy. Boy, did I sure hope it was going to become steamy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that was my next note, actually. Lena takes Sloane and Naomi to tour Lucian's office since she works there now. Sloane and Lucian end up against each other. She was pulling him by the tie. I've never thought ties were hot, but I think this book changed my mind. Literally have never dated a guy or married a guy that wears ties, but he may have to start.
I think both of my exes did wear ties. I don't think we ever went anywhere fancy enough to have a tie, nor
There's
do
really
either
nowhere
of
fancy
them.
around here.
No.
Yeah.
But neither one of them, during any of the time we were in a relationship, wore a tie. My next note. Lucian not wanting to go to college to protect his mom is so sweet but so sad.
So stupid
And
on the mom's part.
It really is. Like, I understand because trauma and all that stuff, and she's probably afraid to leave.
100%, yeah.
But it's still not fair for her to be trapping him there and making him feel like he doesn't have a choice. Because I've actually been there in a way. My, in like a way. I felt like I couldn't leave because my parents pretty much, in a way, said that I couldn't for college. It was a smarter decision. I'll admit that.
Just when you're a mother, no matter what it is not more important than your child.
Yes.
I cannot understand how his mother would be hit in front of her child, let her child be hit, and not do anything to, not to do everything to prevent it from ever happening again.
Yeah.
Because dad was abusive towards his mother, and then later on became abusive towards both of them. And then Lucian got big enough to want to stop it. And she told the cops that, Lucian started it unprovoked.
No, his dad said that.
And she agreed,
And she
though.
backed it up.
Yes. She basically said the same thing.
And then I think part of the reason why she was also afraid to leave is because Wiley, the chief at the time, was best friends with the dad.
Yeah.
And so...
Like letting him drive drunk and stuff like that.
So, like... He probably wouldn't have done anything about it and such like that. And there'd been like a whole big issue. He probably would have done a whole custody battle kind of thing, to try to get his...
him permanently, yeah.
Yeah. So I
still, though, I don't
get
care who it is.
But you need something. In relation to the whole Lucian going to jail kind of thing, I actually almost cried at the part where it's in Sloane's POV and she hears everything going down. And because she felt it was
her fault.
Oh, no, not that part yet. But she felt like he was in such real danger that she had to disobey his wish to not get police involved. That she called PD because she was just that scared. Yeah. And I almost cried about that.
Yeah, I can imagine, especially not with it being someone you care about that's on the receiving end of that. The Knockemout Library sounds like heaven on earth.
Yes.
What I would give for our local library to be like that.
They have an espresso bar.
Yes.
We need to open a library.
We need to. What's your next note, ma'am?
I think after we got to the part where Sloane gets... not like accidentally, but like unintentionally has Lucian arrested because of all that.
Yeah.
Then... they have sex.
Yeah.
That sex scene, though, girl. Okay. I think out of this entire series, the smut in this book is my favorite.
Yeah.
It was just...
Yeah, here's my note about it. If you know me, no you don't. I've heard of angry sex and never understood it. This book changed my mind 100%. Holy wow. The smut is 5 out of 5. I think it may be my favorite one, smut-wise. Definitely favorite of the series. Dang. I just had to marry a well-tempered man.
And in relation to that, he kept calling her good girl.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Shut up and take my money, Lucy score.
Like, for real.
Yeah, that was a good one. Knox brought out a tens unit for Sloane and Lucian to wear at dinner while Waylay shocked them for acting out. I wish I had one for my husband to try. Because it was like simulating
Period cramps.
Period cramps, yeah. And they had it attached to him everywhere.
That was pretty funny.
I got a couple more notes to catch up. It's just really funny ones that I wrote down. Pretty much I wrote down everything funny in this book, which is like 5 pages. Sloane goes on a date with someone, and he was high, ordered buttered noodles, said she had to pay because his mom withheld his allowance, and that he needed a ride. I cringed so hard I gave myself a headache. Like, I physically got a headache from that.
You know what it reminded me of?
What?
The One Friend Is episode where Phoebe and Joey set Ross and Rachel up on dates, blind dates, and Phoebe sets Rachel up with this guy who's all whiny. He's got all these problems. He's stoned, and then he's just crying.
That honestly was probably this guy in my mind. That's probably exactly who I was
That's what
imagining.
I was picturing, yeah.
Lucian saved her, thankfully, and they shared a meal. The nurse beside her said, "If you don't go home with tall, dark, and tight crotch, I'm going to check you for a concussion." Her husband agreed he was hot. Then they put a spell on me for sure.
And then it cuts to the scene where Sloane is waiting. Like, it's a couple days after Lucian got arrested.
Yeah.
And she's just waiting for, like, the other shoe to drop. And so then she calls 911 to...
She records him
and
beating
records
the
it.
wife, yeah.
And then when he sees he's, like, got a knife, she grabs a rock and she's just like, "This is for Lucian," and breaks the window. And then the scene cuts off. But you find out that in that process, his dad is like, "You're going to pay for that."
Yeah.
And then breaks her wrist in 3 places.
On video, though. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it was like
So
incriminating
she got
evidence.
it and was able to testify against him. And that's why Lucian's been angry at her all this time for getting involved.
Well, getting involved. But he had no idea that every time that his dad was in court for this whole incident, that she testified every single time. Mm-hmm. He had no idea. And I feel like part of that had him have a little bit of a change of heart. Because...
she was trying to keep him there.
I wish to, for now and forevermore, be referred to as a snack-sized human.
Snack-sized human? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what Lucian called Sloane. And I don't remember why, but he was just like, "You're a snack-sized human." And I was just like, honestly,
Same.
I want me. Same.
Yeah. Someone left Sloane a threatening letter and a pile of dead rats on the porch, so Lucian calls things off to keep her safe.
Did you think in that scene...
Does always work.
Did you think in that scene when they get up to the porch and they mentioned fur, did you think it was the cat at first,
I thought it was
too?
the cat, 100%. I'm like, oh my gosh, somebody didn't kill the cat.
I was going to cry if it was the cat.
She
and
lost her dad and her
rats.
cat. But no, it was just rats.
And speaking of, so he pretty much says, "I got to keep my distance because my work's putting her in danger."
Yeah.
If he
Turns out it was her.
If he would have just said, "I think my work is why you're getting threats. I need to distance myself from you," that's literally all he had to say to her. Instead, he was just like, "No, I don't have
it's over. Get out of my life.
Get out of my life. I don't need you."
I love how we both transformed into Donald Trump for that.
I wouldn't call that Donald Trump.
We're gonna make this the greatest country in the world.
That, yes. But what I just didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah, so like they broke up, and so she tried dating Kurt, which is a local teacher. Turns out he's in love with her sister.
That's
so
cute.
they agree to be friends. Small world.
That's cute. My next note jumps to the fire at the library.
That's my next one too.
So
I love how our minds are like right there.
Is it about the fire or is it the aftermath?
Library was burned down. Sloane was inside, but a cop got her out, and Lucian went to check on her.
Yeah. First of all, he traveled by helicopter
to get there.
To be able to commute by helicopter. First of all.
Whoa.
And then he zooms all the way over there, bangs on her door, and is just like, "Sloane, you gotta let me in." Mm-hmm. And then he doesn't let her in. And so he climbs the... whatever. And then he climbs a cherry tree.
Yeah.
To get inside. Knows that the window is going to be cracked. Mm-hmm. Opens the window. Gets inside. And just holds her.
Yeah, she's crying on the floor, covered in soot, and he got her cleaned up and stayed with her.
That made my heart sing.
Mm-hmm. I know. And then, like, the next morning, he's just like, "Yeah, we're together." And she was like, "Well, just because we took a bath together doesn't mean, like, we're together." And he's like, "Yeah, it does."
I kind of loved and hated that.
I did too. Like, part of me was like, yes, but no. Yeah, Lucian keeps telling her they're together and is being patient until she comes around to a red flag has never been hotter.
Yeah.
Because, like, if a guy, like, in real life did that to me, I would be like,
No.
restraining order.
Yeah.
But no, I think it was fine. But oh, did you see the Anthony Hugo dating his mom twist coming?
You know what? I thought about it, and I was just like, you know what? Of course his mom was going to be dating Anthony Hugo.
Yeah,
Like,
she's got a type.
It had to have happened. She does have a type. Like, it just made sense.
She found, like, he told her everything, like, fill her in on everything. And then she was like, every guy that ever wants anything to do with me just wants something to do with you. And it's your fault. And I'm like, girl.
Puck up.
Yes. Like, I was ready to throw hands with her. I'm glad Sloane almost did.
Yeah, me too. Sloane and Lucian forever.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he proposed by having Nash and Knox put wine and flowers on the porch. They stepped it up and put pizza and bourbon. Nash played music over his bullhorn and Knox hid in the bush recording.
That was so sweet.
I was laughing and crying while I was reading that.
That was so
I was
sweet.
like crying because it was sweet, but then I was laughing because of all the stupid stuff that was happening.
You know what I did see though? I had a feeling the threats were related to Mary Louise.
Yeah.
Because first of all, why else would it be important? But second of all, I had that epiphany, I think in the shower.
Mm-hmm.
I was like thinking about the book. And then I was just like, you know what?
That makes sense.
It has to be her.
Yeah.
But what I didn't see is that Wiley and Adkins were the ones that were making the threats against Sloane.
Lucian had his vasectomy reversed for Sloane, and they say chivalry is dead.
That was really sweet.
Yeah.
And he was just like, Sloane's just like, well, I have this checklist of everything I want in a man. And he's just like,
Let's do it. Yeah. He's like, cross
Okay.
them off.
And I was just like, man, like, I don't want a man to change for me. But I want a man to change for me.
Yeah, really.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, you don't want to ask a man to change, but, like, if he changes for you.
Mm-hmm. Def and Jeremiah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that whole situation was
so
really sweet.
Yeah.
And then I have one more note.
I have one more note, too.
Mine is that I really, really love that for as a wedding present, Sloane got Lucian a photo of him with his arms around like her sister and her mom.
Mm-hmm.
And it on the bottom of it was the last text message from her dad that said, please take care of my girls.
Right.
I
This
thought that
book
was so
made me
sweet.
cry several times. I'm not going to lie.
I was a little more emotional, which I should have been. That was so sweet. And he cried.
Yes. A man in touch with his feelings, finally.
Finally. It's
Finally.
Damn time.
Yeah, so Lena and Nash got married. Sloane and Lucian set a date for Christmas Eve, and I teared up. Lena and Nash are having twins. That was my last note.
They named the girl, by the way, this was in the second epilogue. They named their daughter Jayla after Nash and Knox's mom.
That's so sweet. What's the name of that one?
I'm trying to remember. I don't know why I'm thinking it's either Noah or Jonah or something, but I don't think that's it.
I don't know. I didn't know that those were... I need to read those. I need to go back.
And then the third epilogue. Did you finish your last note?
Yes. Now I just got buzzwords and like a last note.
So the third epilogue, the bonus epilogue, is years in the future. So I mentioned that. So Knox and Naomi have Waylay, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they adopted 2 more kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nash and Lena have the twins. And then Lucian and Sloane have 3 adoptive kids that they fostered. And then 1 kid of their own. They named the actual biological kid Simon after her dad.
Oh my
That's so
gosh.
sweet. But their oldest foster kid, I forgot his name. I want to say it's Caden. Caden and Waylay got married.
Aww.
And so the families came together.
Aww.
And they named their baby Amara.
Why Mara?
I don't know.
Oh, I was about to say, I don't remember the Mara.
No,
That's
the
really cute,
bonus
though.
epilogue.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That was really cute.
And it was like Christmas time. They're celebrating their anniversary and Christmas. They're all at the house.
That's so cute.
And then Sloane and her break away. No, Sloane and him, break away, and they sit out on that porch swing and just are there.
Oh, because that's where they got engaged at. Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
Sweet.
I cried when I ended this book because I have never been more reluctant to end a series ever.
A lot of people have said that.
Yes. It, like, when I realized that the book was over and there wasn't another one, my heart broke a little bit. I'm not exaggerating. I actually cried. I felt like somebody died.
I feel that.
Like, it has been a long time since I felt that feeling about a book series.
I feel that. This book series was really good.
I love every moment of being in Lucy Score's world. Got your buzz comments, ma'am?
I do. It's really more of like a sentence.
Oh, imagine that. Outside the box again.
Yeah, but it's contained in a box on my page.
Oh, okay.
My final sentence is, I will go back to being blonde for Lucian Rollins. Truth be told, I'm actually blonde.
Naturally blonde.
Naturally, like a dirty blonde. It's basically like a light brown.
Yeah.
So I figured I'd just go all the way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a 5 out of 5 for me.
Is it? It's a 5 out of 5 for me, too.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
Oh, I know. Imagine that.
You be handing out those 5s
really
like
do.
a man at a strip bar. Mm-hmm.
My buzzwords are happily ever after, suspense, enemies to lovers, unputdownable. All right, well, that's it for me, madam. Is that it for you? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you guys for joining us on this episode of Bibliophiles Audiophiles. We have an email at biblioaudiopod@gmail.com.
And the Instagram is at Biblioaudio Podcast.
And thank you for joining us on the Knockemout weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And, in December, I don't remember if I said this yet or not. In December, we are super busy with family and Christmas and my son's birthday party. So we are going to be doing 1 episode a week through December. So on Wednesday was our release day. I think it was Wednesday we picked.
Wednesday or Monday.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Okay. Yeah, 1 day a week we'll be releasing, but then in January we'll be going back to 2 episodes a week when things get a little bit calmer.
Yeah.
Because we have my son's birthday, Alyssa's birthday, and then like 5 family Christmases on top of both of us having jobs.
Yep.
Yeah, so this has been crazy.
Yeah,
so
but
we will see you guys when we see you, I guess.
Yep.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.